Paul Fritchner here with head men's soccer coach Andy Fleming. Andy, you guys get the season started tomorrow. What was your biggest takeaway from the preseason going into tomorrow's match against Cincinnati Christian?
I think probably professionalism and continuity. I felt like last spring felt like a continuation of the fall, and as far as having most of our lineup intact, probably a system of play in place, and really our culture. And we got together during our overnight camp where all the guys were at this summer, and that felt like probably 2 or 3 days of preseason, getting some rust off. And then I have to say, from day one, it's really been business, and I think these guys are not hopeful, not excited, but very businesslike and confident. And we've pretty much have shown that with our first 2 outings. The results don't count in these preseason outings, but the performances do, the people do, the pieces do, the personality does, and I think, you know, we've checked off a lot of the pieces, I'd like to say.
Now, you had mentioned some defensive efficiencies stemming from last year. How have you looked to correct that for this year?
I think the biggest thing is just knowing how we want to do it. I think we talked to our guys about studying history. The great Xavier teams we've had have been amongst the nation's leaders defensively, and then the last 2 years we've tied the record for most goals allowed in a year. So that's the first thing, and without being mean about it, we've had probably in our back 2 holding midfielders, our 3 backs, and our goalkeeper. If there's 6 pieces there, I think 4 of them we've replaced or moved on, and we have a new group intact, and so far so good with the results.
You lose Corey Brown, one of the best defensive players in all of college soccer from last year, and Matt Vasquenza, so important to your offense. How are you going to replace those guys this year?
So far, Taylor Kroll has stepped in well. Samuel Buzzes adds depth there as well. But I think the biggest thing is, probably seeing if we can get a full, healthy, veteran-like, matured, grown-on-the-job season from Zach Nelson in goal. That will help. But to me, the other big thing is the guys in front of him in the midfield. I think the front of our team, if you look at Sammy Sergi, if you look at Dell, if you look at Sean Wilson, if you look at Simon, those are all higher up the field attacking players, but they're actually very good defensively. And this is the fittest team the team's ever been. We've been able to press more than we ever had, and I think the guys are really committed to defending, and they're kind of owning a lot of the importance of defending versus us having to remind them or push it upon them.
So tomorrow night, it's a Friday night game here at home, Friday night home match to open the season against Cincinnati Christian. How do you feel like that's going to prepare your guys for Northwestern on Sunday?
Well, if you look at the end of last year, we were able to knock Butler off, have a good competitive final with Georgetown, knock Providence off in a playoff game, and then Devon's game here against St. Louis we got a result in. So our last couple of games to finish off last year were strong. We're 8-1, I believe, in our last 9 at home, and then you go play Indiana and Michigan State. We've actually turned in good performances against top programs, and we had a scheduling glitch that we realized in the end of May, which caused us to adjust some things. So it's kind of a non-traditional, unique opponent tomorrow night. But as far as what we're trying to accomplish in our approach and what we expect out of the venue and the attendance and the atmosphere, that hasn't changed.
Well, Coach, good luck for this season, and hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah,
thank you, Coach.